So welcome one more time, Squeeze Moby community. Enrique Becco here. I am super ecstatic. I don't know how to say it, because we have something huge that we are going to be, as a lot of you may know, releasing next Tuesday. But before we do that, this is like a promise, just a bonus session. I just wanted to call you guys together and tell you a little bit about our experiences with our own offline clients and how we've used direct mail ourselves back when we were starting with actually transforming our client deliverables into actual products for our community. One of the things, if you may remember, I don't know who's been back with us for a long time, who's heard about the Fedex method? We used to talk about it a little bit, and kind of, all right, Richard says I have, Carol says me, I see a couple other people. So a lot of people have, but only some people that have been with us for a long time. The Fedex method was one of our kind of proprietary, ingenious ways to close clients, make it super personalized, and get people to open what we prepare for them, so we get callbacks from business owners. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. First thing, just to reward people that are on here already live, who's left a comment on the thread? If you haven't, do so right now, because we are going, and if you have, leave another one, do whatever you need to. I want to fuel this thread a ton, get a lot of hype about it. Go to wpleadexplosion.com/straight and leave a comment. Why? Because if you don't, you are not going to be eligible for a review copy, and I really think you're going to want a review copy of this. This is hot. This is something really big. All right, so I think you're gonna want a review copy of this. I want you guys to go there right now and let's make this happen. All right. Now let's so wpleadexplosion.com/straight, and once you guys all do that, then let me know. I'll stay on this. And also, if you automatically, I'm going to automatically give you a review copy if for the first 5 people that send an image of a check, basically from using one of our products, to Abigail@squeezemoby.com. That is misspelled. Let me go in and change that. All right, so the first couple people who do that, then you don't have to be in the drawing. We're going to automatically give you a review copy. You know, obviously that helps us when we use it on sales pages, because for people that don't know us, we want to show them, hey, people actually get results from our products, because I hope you know that we kind of create good products. All right, so let me give you a little bit of a background. And the thing of it is, we started actually, and it's a funny story, we started on Fiverr, doing small little gigs and things like that. And that's where I think the original idea was generated, because Avi had this client, and this client was telling Avi about how he closed different types of businesses. And one of the things he said, he said, hey, you know, what you got to do is you got to personalize all this stuff. You got to make it real nice. And he also came up with it was I think Avi, in between Avi and one of his clients, about the Fedex method. So it goes kind of way back. And the other thing is, in order for us to close clients. Where are we located? Who knows where we're located? Richard says UK. That's not no. Okay, most people have no idea. All right. Yep, Germany. Yeah, we're in Germany right now. So, but we are our client base is primarily U.S. based. All right. Now that poses a little bit of a difficulty, right? Because we're trying to target these clients, and I can't walk in. I can't have in-person meetings. Yeah, I can do stuff online, but it's a little bit harder. So we really had to iron out our processes, make sure everything is down to a T, and that's kind of where it all started. Was we're thinking, hey, how can we also do direct mail? How can we make things personalized? And how can we take things to the next level and not just send something out and get 0 callbacks, but get actually people to call us back? All right, so who has left a comment so that we can start preparing for giving out these review copies? If you don't want one, then let me know. All right, I hope they're good. Who hasn't left one? Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna give them away towards the end. Okay? We're gonna give them away towards the end, but still, register and just make sure. Yeah, just put some comments in there. I want to get quite a bit of comments going and people getting excited about the thread and about the product. And I highly recommend that you watch those videos there as well. Okay? All right. Now, so let's talk about it. And I'm not going to talk too much about the product at all today. That's not my goal here. My goal here is to provide you with our experiences that we used with direct mail, with the Fedex method, what worked, what didn't work, why clients convert, why don't they call you back, what's the deal with that? All right. And one cool thing that some of this you're gonna hear some of this on Tuesday, but today's gonna be a little bit more in depth about our personal experiences. All right, so one of the cool things that Avi found was the New York Times basically said stunning new social media tactic is handwritten notes. And why? Now you tell me. Why are why are your why are handwritten notes effective? Why are they effective? What makes it effective? Let's see. They're personal. I mean, because they're personalized, right? They're individual. And the thing about it is it builds, this is the key. It builds a connection. You feel more attached. The business owner feels, all right, this guy took the time out to actually make it personal, customized towards me. It feels that they start building that connection. And if it's just like, just something random from a company, right? You get one of those sales letters from, I don't know, Bank of America. Oh, hey, 5% APR, I don't know, on this. It's not personalized. You think, oh, these crappy, stupid companies, I'm going to throw this away. Like, why are they emailing me again? But let me ask you this. All right, since we all receive these stupid marketing pieces in our mailbox, when you receive an actual letter that has your name handwritten there, the address is handwritten there, does that pique your curiosity compared to all those other stupid marketing pieces? You don't know what's inside, but does at least the handwritten part, I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh wow, hey, who's writing me? I want to see. Why are you guys? Who's writing me? This is gonna be cool. Someone thought about me. You just have to look just in case. And that's one thing. Now, the other thing is another thing is when it's handwritten, and this depends. But is the gatekeeper more likely to give the note to the actual owner of the business if it's handwritten and it looks like it's a personal message? They might not always, but are they more likely? Yes, of course. Right? It could be important. It could be something confidential as well. Luis, yes. Email is abigail@squeezemobi.com. It could be something confidential. You just don't know. Now, so that's important. That's the first kind of piece of this puzzle that we're trying to solve. Capturing the attention. Get someone's attention. You have their attention only for a couple seconds. If they then open it and it's a piece of crap, they're going to throw it away anyways, right? They just feel tricked then. But you have their attention at least for the next couple of seconds. It's like with copywriting. You write each line to get the person to the next line. You could lose them at any minute, but you write each line to get that person to the next one and the next one and the next one until there is something that you're selling. And same thing with you. You're doing each step to get that business owner through the next step and the next step and the next step, which is then the call back, which is then the conversation that's also a little bit more personalized, which is then discussions about structuring the deal, which is then them getting to sign the contract and then them getting to send you the check. It could fall apart any minute, but let's start off on the right foot. Second thing, handwritten notes offer a way to open up or extend that offline opportunity. Same thing this month, our American Marketing Association. It's big, all right? This is big because you're going to capture their attention. And so when we were thinking, we're like, all right, we're new to direct mail. We have no idea how to do direct mail correctly. All these places like Bank of America and I don't know, Charles Schwab or something, or these big institutions, they're spamming me with non-personalized stuff. I mean, maybe that's just the way to go. You just play the law of large numbers. And that's kind of the stance we took at first, but we quickly found out that that's not necessarily the way to go, and that the response rates are going to be pretty terrible. So I want to take you in kind of in the pits and into the Squeeze Mobi laboratory. What goes on and what especially went on behind the scenes about a year ago. And at this time, I'll describe to you the exact process, how we did it, step by step by step, so you know how to do it. And it's pretty cool. There's some actually technical things that I think you're going to find very, very useful. All right. So the first thing we did was we came up with a direct mail template, and I should have pulled it up, but I don't. It's somewhere on my hard drive, like this, right? So you have on one hand, on the right, you have all this text. On the left side, you have an image, basically an iPhone image that you kind of throw in there. Now, how do you get that iPhone image? If you look up literally any emulator, just right-click when you put that URL in there and you go to springbox.com, Mobilizer, whatever you want, search emulators on Google, and you just right-click, save screenshot, and once you save that screenshot, it's pretty cool because then you could just drag and drop it into like Word doc like this, and then have your template. All right, so the first thing is we addressed them, and it said like, "Hey Bob," if that was the first name, and we personalized even more. We personalized based on location. In the text, it said their location, and it said all of this stuff. Plus, it said, "Call me at that number below." That number doesn't work anymore, but that was one of the areas that we were targeting. I think it was in Louisiana, so we got a local number there. And at that time, I was still working at a full-time job, so I leveraged the printer of my full-time job, and Avi created these templates, and he did a mail merge in Microsoft Word, so that just pre-populated some of the fields, and then boom, it spat out all the mail merges, and we had to drag and drop each one of those templates in there, that iPhone image, separately. All right, but it was only one, because let's say, for example, this one we focused on dentists. So dentists, that image stayed the same. That's one of our sites that we create, and you guys might have that template as well. All right. So what were some of the cool aspects of it? So how did we do this? So we created this flyer. We put all these images in there, and then I ran them off at work. And once I ran them off, I would also, so I stole some paper, stole some ink, I would steal some envelopes as well, and I would package all these up. And once I packaged them up, let me go to the next slide. Here you can see I'm kind of packaging all of these up, and that was one of the people that we were targeting. All right. And that one was actually in Georgia. I would handwrite the business owner's name, number one, and their address. So I wouldn't address it necessarily to the business. I would address it to that owner, like it was something personal. And I would also write there, private and confidential. Why? Because when the gatekeeper gets that, unless they're really authorized, which some of them are, sometimes the business owner says, "Hey, literally open anything. I don't care what it says on it. Please just screen everything, because I don't have time to deal with this crap." Like, for example, for myself, same thing. With our team, I give access, for example, to Abigail, even to my Skype, to my email, and I say, "Hey, you can literally, anything I see, you could see. I don't hide anything from you. And if it's junk, just delete it." All right. Even if it says private and confidential, you can respond to any message on my behalf on Skype. You could respond to any email on my behalf as well, and you can even act like it's me. All right. I don't care, Abigail. So that's that private and confidential does help you get past some of the gatekeepers. So I would run all these off, and then I would package them up in these envelopes. Now I would probably have someone do it for me, but there's other ways to do things. But this is a cool way to, this is a cool kind of direct mail 101 course that we're talking about right here. Then I would take it would be like 30 or 40 or 50 of those envelopes and stuff them in a big envelope. All right? And once I stuffed them in this big envelope, I would send them from Germany to the US, and this is ingenious. You're going to think this is cool. Why? Because we freaking sourced someone. I think some of the guys were off Fiverr. Some of the guys were off of Craigslist, and we sourced these people who are looking for jobs, who might not have a job, and we told them, "Hey, we have a project for you. When this arrives, you're going to either remail these so that it's coming from the US, because I didn't really want it to come from Germany. It would kind of look a little strange. Plus the postage stamps would be costing too much. and so we literally mailed it to them, to some guy that we found off of Craigslist, Fiverr, and made them remail it on our behalf. And I thought that method was pretty ingenious. All right, so for example, for Alpharetta, Georgia, we would find someone locally in Georgia so that it would appear as if it was coming from Georgia. And there's thousands of people on Craigslist. Same thing when we were doing it for the Louisiana area and other areas as well. Now, I do have to kind of, well, I'll get to this when we get into the Fedex method. I'll actually get into that when we get into the Fedex method. The other thing that we would do is, let me go back a slide. And Mazween is asking, hey, how much did you pay these outsourcers? And Avi, I'm not sure if you can maybe answer a question. I don't remember how much we paid them because I think you took care of that. But if you remember, then that might be something interesting to people on this call. All right. So the other thing, as you can see, there's that number down there. All right. And how did we do that? How? Because we were in Germany, right? How did we find? So what I did, I got a Skype number that was local to that area that we were targeting, so that long distance calls, none of that really mattered, and these clients, potential clients, could then just call me back. I just set up the Skype number, and it was that easy. And I had some, and then I just left a voicemail there. Hey, hi, I didn't say hey. Hi, you have reached Enrique Becco from Squeeze Moby. And if you would like to leave a message, please leave a message, and I will get back to you. If you are a potential client, then please also leave me your business name, and just went through a couple things. Just left a regular voicemail message. But does this business owner, let me ask you, does this business owner know that they are calling a Skype number? Do they know? No. Of course not. They have no freaking clue. They have no idea. And that's cool. And this is because we were in the position, hey, we're in Germany, I had a job, and I wasn't moving back to US. We had to figure these little kind of loopholes out in order to be able to manage clients long distance, because I didn't really want to focus on clients in Germany. I don't speak the language. It's a cool place, but I don't really care too much for the language. Everyone speaks English. I don't have a problem communicating, and I like other languages. The sound of them is a little better to my ears. So we had to figure out how to manage these clients long distance. Now, after that, once we got the person on the phone, then okay, they see, hey, you have an American accent, and you could start talking them through a couple things. You don't want to then hide. But if you do, what you can potentially say is you could do two things. All right. One thing, you could say, hey, I'm on the road. I'm traveling right now. I'm in Germany. I might return. I'm always on the road, and I'm always kind of traveling. So that's one thing that you could say. You don't even ever have to tell them that you're actually in Germany or in another country or in another place. Number three, you could then say, hey, what I conduct, why don't we do this? This is going to be easier rather than doing this in person. Let's just set up a meeting online, and I'll walk you through everything. And all you need to do is set up a join.me, give that to them, and you could kind of do a screen share, and you can walk them through one of your presentations, whether it's the audit presentation that's completely customized, it's completely personalized, and it can be all done online. So what I'm trying to say, because I know a lot of people, they always say, oh, I live in this small town. I don't know what to do. I can't do this here. All right. Now, I do advocate walk-ins, but if you really want to make it happen, you're gonna figure a way out. We were freaking stranded in Germany. We could have been in Thailand. We could have been in, I don't know, Fiji if there's good internet access. I don't know. I've never been there. But manage these clients from there, because now what technology enables us to do is manage them from anywhere. And this is also great because let's say you're in your local area. Now you can expand nationally and maybe even internationally. And if you live in a different country, same thing. You can now target the US, you could target the UK, you could target Australia, because you could leverage these different methods and technology just to make your client management work from wherever you are. So that was like a pretty cool thing that we were able to learn how to do. And regarding these clients, when you get to that point, you're not even going to have time for in-person meetings a lot of times. Why? Because once your business gets up to a level, for you to commute, let's say, I don't know, 30 minutes an hour, even if it's locally, and get in their office, do the meeting, then go back, it's just a freaking pain. That's why a lot of things are done, even if you guys are close and local, a lot of things are done via calls, via email, via screen shares, because it's just much easier. Now, the connection is always going to be the best if it's in person, but we make things work in order to get these client closes. All right, so that's kind of another thing that I wanted to cover. And what else? I wanted to tell you something. It just slipped my head, but and I have no idea what I wanted. There was something important I wanted to tell you, but it just slipped my slipped my head, slipped my mind. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Next thing that I want to say. The other thing. How do you make these convert even better? Take out sticky notes and actually mark them up. And I'm going to go over a couple statistics that you want to go over, and so that you can capture people's attention. But you literally want to take a Sharpie and mark this stuff up, because it just looks personalized. If you get a flyer, then that's good. But if you see your website and how horrific it looks, your Facebook fan page, whatever it is, your terrible reviews on Yelp, and how horrific they look, and they're all marked up. Hey, for example, with the terrible reviews, you circle it in big red Sharpie, and you say, hey, is this what you want your clients to think of you when they look you up on Yelp? Then it captures people's attention. Doug's asking, what's a Sharpie? Sharpie, basically like a thick marker. Thick pen. That look, that's pretty much a Sharpie. All right, right there where it says functionality issues, usability issues, and stuff like that. All right. Now, Bill's asking, you can have sticky notes pre-printed with the different comments and points. That is true, but there's going to be even a better way. But I'm going to talk about that on Tuesday. It just makes it real customized, real personalized, and especially with the sticky notes, it's like when you pull that letter out, you just automatically open it. You take a look at it. It's just interesting. You're like, wow! I've never received anything like this. And all right, so those are a couple of the things. Ooh, the other what I wanted to mention is you could hire, if you really want to do things in person, what you could do is also leverage Craigslist for national representatives. So nationwide reps, and basically just source a couple reps and have them do the in-person meetings, right? So you're organizing, you're setting the appointments, you're doing a lot of the closing, but you're also having the reps in case you need someone to go in personally. So let's say, for example, Alpharetta, Georgia, if we were targeting people there, then in addition to finding someone that can then remail the stuff for me, what we could do, and we didn't do this, but what you could do is find a rep there as well for Craigslist that you're gonna set them up with like the order presentation. You're gonna teach them about mobile, about rep management, whatever you want, whatever your campaign is gonna be based on, and they can actually go in and close those clients for you and maybe structure it based on a commission basis. So that's kind of another idea how you can attack it from a different angle. All right? And let's go through as well a couple of statistics that you potentially want to put on these direct mail pieces and these personalized pieces. It just makes it much better. And this extends through the entire sales process, by the way, guys, all right? So even when you're doing your presentation, when you set an appointment after this, that's why you want to personalize the audit presentation a little bit. We templatized it as much as we could for you, and I know a lot of you have the audit presentation, but you still have to personalize it a little bit, but it just shows that the business owners, they appreciate it. People appreciate it when you show them that you care, that you went above and beyond, and you actually looked into their business under the hood a little bit, figured out how their marketing works, and you came up with a plan for them how they can improve it. So for mobile, one of these statistics that you might want to use on your sticky notes, and when you mark up these pages, there are currently 6 billion mobile subscribers worldwide. That's 87% of the world's population. That's huge. When someone sees this, they're like, all right, maybe I should be listening. Maybe I've been ignoring this stuff for way too long, and maybe it's not just my kids who are using smartphones, but this could be actually a direct connection to someone when I'm leveraging it for my own marketing. The other thing that I wanted to say is not only just statistics, but you could put things like businesses which have mobile optimized websites are more likely to be visited through local mobile search. That's another one. And let's see. I'm gonna find a couple more of them right here. All right. So for mobile users tend to choose to conduct business with competitors if you don't have a mobile website. That's a big one to put, and you put an arrow to how crappy their mobile site looks. Another one is, for example, if you're going to be doing Facebook campaigns, just put, don't you have a Facebook fan page? Almost 5 billion people are tuning into social media. These potential customers are 65% more likely to decide doing business with someone with an effective fan page. Another one is a fan page can easily push news, promos, raffles. People don't know this. They don't know this about Facebook. They think Facebook is just something their daughter's on, and encourage fans to participate and get them to be more loyal to your business. And then talking about how fan pages are viral. All right, so those are just some ideas that you could put on your own sticky notes. And Norman asks, where do you get stats on local markets versus global markets? That's a little tough sometimes. It's a little tough to get stats on local markets, but let me give you a little bit of advice. Honestly, customization to a certain level. All right, so it's not necessary to say, all right, out of my town of 30,000 people, I know 29,000 people have mobile phones. It's better to just put 6 billion people worldwide have mobile phones. It's not that's not going to make the difference between you closing the sale. But a way that you can get local statistics if you want, and local kind of evidence, is using the Google keyword tool. So you could do traffic split based on mobile traffic versus desktop traffic for a special keyword, and you could do those types of statistics. Okay, so that's an idea. Now, so put some of these stats, these quotes, anything you could put on there to make it customized. Now, let me ask you this, all right? This is actually a big question regarding customization. what's more important? All right? Is it more important that it appears to be, or no, let me rephrase the question. Is there a difference between it appearing to be customized and maybe you only spent 10 minutes doing it, or if it still appears to be customized because it really is, but you spend 5 hours doing it, right? In the end, there's really no difference. You don't need to spend hours and hours. So, for example, for these quotes, for these percentages, as long as it's like handwritten, you can still create a system out of it and make it look very customized, very personalized, when in reality you have created a little bit more of an automated system that you're just churning these out because you just don't have time to spend an hour preparing a direct mail piece for one customer, right? Honestly, that's pretty tough because even though I'm telling you, hey, this stuff works, it's not going to be that, all right, this means that 90% of the mail pieces you send are going to get you a call back. That's just not realistic. All right? There's things you could do to improve your percentages, but you still have to hit it from a little bit of the law of large numbers, but a conversion that sometimes seems maybe from like 1 to 2%. That could be pretty big when you that's a double your conversion when you kind of look at it over the long run. So another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is the Fedex method. And what we did, we had a lady named Patty actually, and this was a little bit more of a personalized project, and we said, hey, rather than you, and this is freaking ingenious, I love this, rather than you going and just dropping these off at the post office, go to your either a place where you could get FedEx envelopes, order them online, do whatever you need to. You can get them for free, by the way, and you could, I think you can order them, but I think you might need to put like a credit card down when you order them online, but you don't get charged. I didn't order them myself. Avi took care of that. So, but I know you can order them online, and so that's one thing. Or you could just pick them up and get like 20, 30 of these. All right. So at your local FedEx store, just like Bill said. And what happens? What we told Patty, we're like, all right. So we're gonna send you all these direct mail pieces, but rather than sending them in the mail, just stuff these FedEx envelopes, and then we're gonna give you the addresses for all these businesses, and you're gonna drive around, and you're gonna drop them off at each of these businesses. And if they're there, you're gonna leave it behind the door. If they're not there, you're gonna leave it behind the door. If they're there, you can actually hand deliver them. All right. Jeff says you can't send the FedEx envelopes via the U.S. mail. We weren't sending them. That was exactly what we were doing. We were just dropping them off at the business and we're having someone do it for us. All right. So why FedEx? Why? Because like we were talking about those personalized things, if you get a FedEx package, are you going to personally open that? Richard Jones said, Avi, this is cool. Even better, buy a FedEx shirt for when you drop it off. All right? Because they get attention. They get a ton of attention. You know, that business owner, wow, like FedEx, this might be something important. This might be an important document. I don't know, something legal. This is something I better open myself. And they don't realize it wasn't actually sent through FedEx. They're not going to go like check the stamp. They don't realize in that moment what's going on. And it's a really cool way to get it in the hands of that business owner. And that business owner might actually think, hey, this person actually sent me this FedEx package, so they actually invested a lot of money to send this to me. when in reality it was just dropped off. So that's our FedEx method, and how to really get their attention, and they personally open it, and if it's customized and personal to a level, then they're gonna call you back because just the nature of the campaign. So that was when we originally did direct mail, but then we're like, all right, let's step it up and take it even one step further. The problem with that is managing people, and Patty unfortunately got a little bit out of hand. Uh, she got a little out of hand, and it's long term, that relationship with her didn't work out. The good thing is she was the first one we did this with. There are hundreds of people on Craigslist, on Fiverr, who are willing to help you out with projects like this. So that's pretty cool. Do you guys? Martin said, "What about a FedEx stamp?" You don't need that. You don't need that. Norman says you can buy envelopes that look similar to FedEx. Why? Just get them for free. FedEx gives them to you for free. All right. So I want to see. Does that sound cool? Tell me. Does that sound cool? That method that I just these methods that it's hilarious, right? It's funny, but it's cool, and it gets people's attention. So that's why what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Let's so the other thing, now, that's about it for the Jimmy says you're so funny. That's about it for the content portion of today's webinar. For those of you that are interested, I'll just go over real quick what we're gonna come out with on Tuesday. I'm just gonna give you like a little bit of a sneak peek. You could look at the sales page as well. I sent that to you, but basically we took those concepts, and I still highly recommend you use those when you need with your direct mail pieces, and when you're doing potentially direct mail, FedEx. There is just a certain level of effectiveness that you get when you really put that time into it, and it's really cool when then, like we were doing, you set up an entire system that you have actually someone else customize everything and do the direct mail on your behalf. You just basically point them out. You say, hey, do this, do the direct mail for Alpharetta, Georgia. Do it for I don't know, Buffalo, New York. Do it for this place. Do it for this place, and you tell them the whole system so they could do it on your behalf, and you don't have to get involved. Why? Because honestly, right, direct mail, it's not rocket science. All right, it's really not rocket science at all. Dale's asking, is this being released on the webinar in a few days? It's being released on Tuesday. All right, 3 p.m. Eastern EDT. So if you want to go to sleep, I know you said struggling to stay awake, but basically, what our plugin that we're going to be releasing, it's really cool because it allows you to create these mock-ups, these personalized mock-ups, and you can literally now create hundreds of them, and look at that handwriting. It actually looks almost like if it's handwritten. So just some ones that we created as well. Just want to kind of show you here some of these samples, and once I run through these slides, and we kind of pre-created a couple of these that we're using, and we're teaming up with David and Jamie Garside and David Chamberlain to release this as well. Yep, and Bill asked, is this a WordPress plugin? So I'm going to go over that a little bit more Tuesday. You want to come out Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be a freaking monster session. You don't want to miss that session, all right? I'm just telling you, that's going to be, and you're going to pay out of your something that I won't curse if you don't make that webinar, because that price is going to skyrocket. There's going to be probably thousands of people that get in on this. Okay, so yep, there's a pre-launch, and a couple other people are having pre-launches as well. So let's wrap this up with some review copies of that plugin. I'm not going to demo it because we're going to go over that all Tuesday, and you can watch that video on the sales page. But go, if you can go right now, who hasn't left a comment on the thread? Say me. Me. All right, go there right now. All right, please, if you want to get to that review copy, go to wpleadexplosion.com/straight and go in there and leave a comment. If you have an image of a check that you received because you used one of our products, send that to Abigail@squeezemobi.com, and I'll automatically, for the first 5 people that do that, you automatically get a review copy. No questions asked, but we are going to use it on the sales page. Okay? All right. Louis said, all right, great. So, I just want to, I know I misspelled Squeeze Mobi there. Just want to let you guys know about that. Okay. This one should have it. Okay, cool. So let's see. Give me who hasn't left that comment yet. I really want to get some good comments on there. I'll give you a couple more. I'll give you maybe 2 more minutes, and then we're going to start choosing review copies. All right. So I highly recommend it because we're going to be choosing 3 review copies. So wpleadexplosion.com/straight. Avi, if you could start going to the forum and you could choose some review copies and just send it to me in the chat, and we'll get some people that are going to get in on this. All right. I'm pretty excited. Let me actually stop the recording.